Good evening to one and all. I am Anitha, Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, and today I am going to talk about the topic muscles. Generally, when you speak about muscles, muscles are usually elastic in nature and they are capable of contraction by receiving stimulus from the central nervous system. So, there are different types of muscles. So, generally muscles are classified into two types. One is said to be voluntary muscle and another is said to be involuntary muscle. First of all, we are going to see about voluntary muscle. So, voluntary muscle means which is under control. So, best example for voluntary muscle is skeletal muscle. So, when you speak about skeletal muscle, approximately it covers of about 40% of body weight, and it is only the muscle which is attached to the skeletal system. And secondly, we are going to see about involuntary muscle. Best example is two muscle, cardiac and smooth muscle, and which covers of nearly 10% of body weight. And when you speak about cardiac muscle, the name itself you can understand, that is cardiac, which is otherwise called as heart. So, it will be present mostly in and around heart muscle. And next one is smooth muscle, which is otherwise called as plain muscle. This muscle mostly it will be present in the hollow organs like intestine, stomach, blood vessels and bladder, and it is otherwise called as plain muscles. So, this is the diagram which shows the exact location of the muscles, that is cardiac, smooth and skeletal muscles. Next one is functions of muscles. So, when you speak about functions of muscles, there are different functions are performed by the muscles, that is movement of body parts, and apart from that folding of head, legs and hands, everything takes place only with the help of the muscles. So, muscle is very much important. And next we are going to see about structure of skeletal muscles. When you speak about skeletal muscles, skeletal muscle which is comprises of more than 400 muscles are present in our body, and approximately 40% of body is made up of skeletal muscles. When you speak about the structure of skeletal muscles, it is the only muscle which is attached to the skeletal system, that is it will attach to the bones with the help of a special type of tissues which is said to be a tendons, and this skeletal muscle is covered by a connective tissues which is said to be epimysium. And when you see about its structure, it is composed of muscle fiber which is arranged in the form of the bundle, and each muscle fiber is diameter of about 10 to 100 micron and length is 1 to 100 mm. And when you see the outer structure of muscle which is covered by a membrane which is said to be a sarcolemma, and inner to sarcolemma there is a fluid like substance which is said to be the sarcoplasm, and inner to that there is a thread like structure which is said to be a myofibril. And when you view this myofibril under the microscope, there will be alteration of two types of band. One is said to be A band, another is said to be I band. A band which is otherwise called as dark band, that is in the center of the A band there is a dense region which is said to be the H zone, and in case of I band it is bisected by the narrow line which is said to be Z line. And the small segment of muscle fiber, that is myofibril, which is said to be a sarcomere. And apart from that, muscles is also contain some types of proteins which is called as myofilaments, and there are two types of myofilaments. One is said to be thick filaments, another is said to be thin filaments. Next we are moving to contractile protein. So, there are four types of proteins which are involved in the muscles contraction. So, first one is actin, second is myosin, and third one is tropomyosin, and last one is troponin. So, first we are going to see about myosin. Myosin molecule, that is it contains nearly 200 myosin molecule, and it has two attachment site, in one site where the actin molecules bind and into the other side where the ATP molecules bind. And second protein molecule is said to be actin. Actin is a double standard and it contains two types of actin. One is said to be G actin, another is said to be F actin. In this, F actin is active actin which is involved in the muscles contraction, and actin contains nearly 300 to 400 filaments. And apart from that, there are two more protein, that is said to be tropomyosin, and tropomyosin is a two helical structure which will be attached to the actin molecule. And at last, that is troponin, it is another kind of protein which is involved in the muscle contraction, and it contains three subunits. One is said to be I, another is said to be T, another is said to be C. So, this is a actual structure of the muscle protein which is involved in the muscle contraction. Thank you.